This is Novel Spirits.
Bless you.
Yeah, that was the best thing.
That was perfect. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
she's got about the spookiest sneeze you could find. She
yeah.
was just telling me earlier that I needed to shout her out on this episode too, so I guess she got her wish.
This is it. Yeah. Be careful what you wish for. Now, I'm not gonna pause for the music on this one because you guys gave me shit on my non-editing skills. So we're just gonna jump into it.
All
All
right.
right, everybody, welcome back to Novel Spirits, where we read stuff, and if it can be read, it can be reviewed, and it can be done so with a fancy spirit at hand. My name is Michael Lopez, and with me today I have...
I'm Jacob, your spooky ghost.
And I'm Higgins, the co-host.
Awesome. All right. And yeah, welcome back, everybody. Happy spooky month. Hope everyone has had a pretty awesome October. A beginning of fall season for most of everybody. Halloween is just around the corner. We're doing this recording right before. But in true tradition, we're doing a spooky book this month. But before we get into it, how's everyone doing?
Pretty good. Not too bad.
It's cold here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's finally not hot.
Yeah, it's getting a little nippy outside, especially at night. So
it's big chilly. I don't know. It was chilly all day today, and it was rainy. So
it was a good Halloween or October day today.
Yeah, in true fashion. And of course, I'm suffering the effects of the cold weather at this point, so you guys can bear with me and my lack of voice.
He's got the plague.
Yeah, I'm dying. I got the Tomie. But speaking of, today we're going to be reading over let's see. How do I want to word this? We're going to continue on our Junji Ito streak. Last year, when Higgins was co-hosting the Comicsology Club, you guys did the Uzumaki book. Now
we finished it.
Yeah,
over like a 3-year span.
Exactly. So, as promised, today we're doing Tomie. And unlike the Comicsology Club, Novel Spirits has done the impossible and read the entire Tomie book.
I actually say Tomie. I don't know which one's right, but
I think it's Tomie. I wasn't gonna correct him, but
no, you know what? Correct me, please. At this point, I'm just gonna blame it on my lack of voice. I've been saying Tomie. You guys can't hear me though. So anyway, Tomie. And yeah, we did the impossible. We read the whole thing, and now we're gonna see how long we can talk about it.
That was like and just so everybody knows, that's like 742 pages.
Yeah.
So
I'm proud of us.
They all have pictures on them, so like it's not as impressive as reading a 740-page book.
Yeah.
Much quicker than that, but
a lot quicker.
A lot longer than anything we've done so far.
Yeah.
Probably more reading than any of the previous episodes combined.
Yeah. But to its credit, like you said, it was a very easy read. And without getting into too much detail before actually starting the episode, it was one of those books where you didn't have to force yourself to read. Once you started, it was very easy going.
It kept getting better.
Yeah. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it and kill the suspense here. Higgins, this was your book. Tell us a little bit about it.
This is my book. This was one of Junji Ito's like first things he did. I read the little thing in the back of my book. Basically, the first issue of this was a short manga that he wrote for like a magazine. The first like little 30-page story at the beginning of this was like that was Tomie, and then like he like submitted it for an award, the Azuma, I think I wanna say, and I think he might have won it. So they were like, make more of this, and that's kind of what it feels like it did. It does. It's about a femme fatale, a gal named Tomie who's irresistible to all of the men, so irresistible that by the time they finally get her, they want to murder her, slice her up, burn her, put her in acid, sake, any possible way of mangling her, and she just keeps coming back. And on top of that, she's kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
She's really really mean to like 90 to 95% of the people in this book.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. But maybe it's, because deep down, all men, the worst nightmare for Halloween is really just a really mean woman, you know.
Yeah, that you can't get away from.
Yeah.
That being said, I've read like two and a half of like Junji Ito's things now. This one, Uzumaki, and I've read like half of Gyo. And that's kind of a theme with like a lot of his stuff is that like an inescapable horror.
Yeah.
Like you see like most horror, like it's terrible, but then like good prevails at the end. Good never prevails at the end in any of his things.
Yeah. And there's almost never an explanation. And
Yeah.
that continues here.
Yeah. Well, I guess on that note, Jacob, because I suffered a little bit of confusion at the very beginning of this book. I kept reading and I got the answers that I wanted, but it seems like there's a little bit of like he created the first one and he just kept going and going, but there's just a few details here and there that I have questions on. And Higgins, I'm gonna drill you and put you on the spot.
Right.
The first story, I felt was more of an origin story for Tomie.
So that's what I was talking about. That
Mhm.
first 30-ish pages, that was Tomie. That
Yeah.
was the whole thing. That was before there was any plan to make more of it. It was a complete story.
Okay.
And then he expanded upon that once he realized that there was a want for that.
Okay. So then
Because I
before
was also very confused after reading the first one, jumping into the next one.
Okay. So then before we jump into what I was going to say next, what did you guys think of that then, the first 30 pages, the pure Tomie?
It was good. I mean, it really grabs you. Or it grabbed me because the way all the characters reacted to the what goes on is just so outlandish that it's like, why, how is this, what is this world like, and what is she doing to these people
Yeah.
to cause that?
It really catches you off guard because like after you read through it, you're like you kind of understand like what happens to these people's brains to make them like do what they did. But when you just read that first 30 pages, you're like they she was like in a relationship with a teacher and like obviously huge no.
Yeah.
Then he was like, "Oh no, they now they know I got a murderer," which still kind of makes sense in the theme of like unforbidden love, thriller, murderer type deal.
Yeah.
But then all of the kids were just super cool with taking a piece of her like body part with them and like taking it across the world. And that's where it lost me at first.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, any one of these kids out of like the 30 kids there could have been like, "Hey cops, our teacher murdered one of our classmates." And I guess
Even
I guess they did that, but then she showed up the next day, so then it throws that whole shit out the window too. So.
Yeah. And like you said, Jacob, there's never an explanation of how she came back to be or what she became or whatever the case may be. But it's at that point that the horror actually starts, like the actual like manipulation and, like just the creepy shit starts happening.
I feel like you can tell that she wasn't initially planned to be like a bad guy, because she really didn't do a whole lot wrong in the first chapter. I mean, you can't really blame a young girl. It's really like the teacher's fault. And then
Yeah.
it seems like she's, she's murdered for no reason. And, but then you find out that's really not the case, that she's really like, that's what she does. She wants to be murdered, it seems like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she drives men to the point of insanity. So it's like the first couple of steps is she wants them to fall in love, and then she belittles them and degrades them, and then just denies the love to the point of insanity, gets murdered, then however she gets murdered, she regenerates or duplicates, and that's how she spreads.
And that being said, by the end of this book, you have to imagine like there's got to be like thousands upon thousands of this gal out there.
Yeah,
Maybe to the points of like hundreds of thousands.
yeah. And I think
Somehow.
I think the later chapters touch a little bit, because I'm pretty sure that you start moving away from Japanese culture in some of these stories, and you
Yeah.
start going towards like outside of Japan and all that stuff, which kind of, to your point, like she spread everywhere. But then the thing that really got me, and this is what I was going to jump on, is there's a little bit of inconsistency as far as if Tomie has any weaknesses. Because at first, you know, like, oh, burn her, fire kills her, and then afterwards, like, fire doesn't really do anything, you know?
I think what it comes down to as far as like that is like the people that burned her, like she's in ashes for like a much longer portion of time. So the person that did it to her assumes she's fully dead,
Mm,
and then new person comes along and there's like an ash tomie popping out. I think certain forms of mutilation keep her down longer.
gotcha.
Kind of like, I don't know. I'm sure there's like superhero stuff where like you shock the guy and if you keep him shocked, he like stays down longer
Yeah. I
and
mean,
that sort of thing.
comparable to, like, I don't know, maybe Deadpool's regeneration, where, you
Yeah,
know, it
yeah, yeah.
takes him longer to regenerate if he's blown to, you know, to hell and back,
Yeah,
as
but
opposed,
if the
yeah,
stake's still in his brain, he's dead. But as soon as you pull it out, he can come back to life, kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. It really took me for a ride, a little bit of a roller coaster as I progressed through the chapters, but eventually, you know, got to like a very steady rhythm. You knew it was coming, you just didn't know how, and that how is what kept you coming back to it, at least for me anyway.
Yeah,
So,
it's really the vibe is still like pretty similar to like Uzumaki, where like there's not she is the connector piece through a lot of these stories. But at the end of the day, each one of these issues, except for like two or three here and there, will be like slightly connected. But like for the
Yeah.
most part, one issue can be you could have read that, never read a single thing, and that would have been perfectly fine.
yeah.
And uh yeah. I mean you would be a little lost, but like you said with the first one, like I think the scariest part about a lot of what he writes is like the inevitability of like the horror.
Gotcha.
And he does
It's like
body horror like so well. You know, like I watched The Substance recently, and it really reminds me of like the way he like what people ultimately become. Like in this, you know, there's a lot of instances where Tomei or how do we say her name?
Tomie.
Yeah,
Tomie,
that.
yeah, Tomie. Where she becomes like a monster, you know, and is completely disfigured. And yeah, it really reminds me of like the way he does body horror. It's just so it just looks so good, and you can see like as you go throughout the chapters, like the quality just improves and improves, and he gets, you know, it gets crazier.
That
No.
was the other part I really liked, like the continuing theme throughout like the book is like she's always described as being exceptionally beautiful. Everybody's falling in love with her. But then there's like more than a few times where she's like either gets a photograph taken of her, a painting, a sculpture, and every time like a true artist like captures her essence, you see like a partial bit of the beautiful face that everybody sees, but then like a horrific like mass hanging off of her head, and you're like when she actually gets captured in like an artistic standpoint, you see the true monster of her.
Yeah.
And that's why like she's constantly like stopping people from either taking a picture of her.
Yeah.
And then like the one time the guy painted her and he was like, "This is exactly what you look like. Don't you love it?" And she's like, "That's horrible. You see me as a monster," and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
She did prefer though paintings and stuff over pictures because she did seek that artist out. But yeah, like it was like one of those things where like he painted her perfectly. She denied him and said that that was crap, and then he painted her as a monster, and then she got offended anyway. So
Yeah.
then, yeah. Spoiler, he ends up killing her, and then she comes back as a real monster, and all that stuff. So, well,
I don't think there's any spoilers. She dies and then she comes back. That's the book, but
Yeah.
like with a lot more horrific, beautiful trappings around it.
yeah, Higgins, you said that we were going to read this entire 700-page thing. We're going to talk for 3 hours, but I think we've captured the essence in 15 minutes. So I'm curious to know.
No, like as soon as I started reading it, I knew we weren't gonna like need to, and that's kind of why I forced the hand of like reading the whole thing. After me and
Yeah.
Snoop had done Uzumaki 3 times in a row, it got tough. It got tougher and tougher to like talk about new stuff as you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming like I'll probably like ask you guys what your like favorite issue was here in just a little bit. Don't do it now, but uh I think what's good about his is like he writes like a series of stuff and then puts a theme in there, and then he just has fun with it. He
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
how can I do this in a different way now? And he does it 20 different ways.
Well, more than 20 different ways, but yeah, I get what you're
Yeah.
saying. Well, since I can't ask about the favorite, because I was literally gonna do that next.
I was too. I was
You want my favorite one?
Well, before we jump into that, I was curious to know what you guys were drinking in honor of Tomie.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
All right,
I
so
got
what's on the menu today, boys?
I got barefoot strawberry fruit scotto. I've been I'm kind of a basic B when it comes to my wine. I really like a fruity Moscato. It just tastes nice. It tastes like juice. It gets the job
I
done,
agree.
and it's the color of blood, which happens a lot in this book.
Yeah.
I'll pour a little more.
Perfect for
Some
Halloween.
ambiance. Yeah.
Well, I'm drinking a Terrapin Cerveza, Mexican lager.
Oh yeah.
Got a skull on it. It's pretty Halloweeny.
Oh, there you go.
So-
Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've recently like fallen in love with this one. This was probably my go-to right now.
Better than Sapporo?
It's up there.
It's up there. Okay. Well, I know that you guys can't see mine, but I have sake with me in honor of my favorite section of the book. So,
Well, before we oh, sorry,
ahead.
keep going. I didn't know if we were going into that segment yet.
Well, I mean, Higgins, do I have your permission?
Well, before we
sounds
go
like
into that
Jacob
segment,
wants to do something. Yeah.
I just wanted to discuss. I thought it was really interesting how like she even she competes with herself a lot, where like there'll be
Oh,
different
yeah.
versions of her, and she will have men go kill the other version. So it's like, and it doesn't always happen, but it seems like a lot of times when she splits, the other version of her wants to kill the other version. It's like if you've seen Invincible with the twins, they both think they're the clone, so they try to tell the other person, the other clone, to do whatever, and they end up killing each other.
Yeah.
It's a lot like that, and I thought it was pretty interesting how she even competes with herself.
Well, the one thing that I'm sorry, Higgins, go ahead.
I thought the same thing, and then I was like thinking, is she actually wanting to compete with herself, or is she just trying to make people kill her so there's more of her? And I don't know if
Yeah.
we got that answer. I think she gets bored because
I
she
think
can't die.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both because one story in particular sticks out. You guys ever watched Jet Li's The One, the old martial arts movie? Well, the
No.
concept
I think
there
so,
is that
maybe a while
the
ago.
multiverse. Yeah, it's like the multiverse theory, and then the more of you that die, the strength or the power or the chi of each of the yous is separated amongst the surviving yous, right?
Yeah.
It's not exactly the same here, but there's one story where there's 3 Tomies in one story, and they all point the finger at each other like, hey, you guys gotta kill this one, kill that one, kill that one. And when one Tomie died and, obviously came back and split up and created more Tomies, the other 2 gained more influence over what was local. And then so it's kind of a little bit of both. Like,
Yeah.
whoever is the last standing Tomie is like the stronger Tomie, but at the same time you want to spread the influence, so it's kind of 50-50 deal. So
Yeah. She's causing chaos wherever ever she goes. Like in
yeah,
that specific instance, like she made a bunch of dudes either kill other guys that were trying to kill people or like send them to jail.
it was almost like a
So
gang
even
war in the streets.
yeah, it's just like it's like same with Uzumaki again. Like it just like keeps compounding. Like
Yeah.
the destruction becomes more. And before we get right into that last little bit, how do you guys like the art? I've talked about Junji Ito's art plenty in this in our previous podcast, but how do you guys how does it sit with you guys?
I always love it. It's so good. It is really creepy in a lot of places. I mean, I already talked about how I love the body horror aspect of it. So it's just, I think it's like, that is always the shining part of the stories, is just how he conveys the horror.
Yeah.
I'll have to agree. I think before we started recording, I think it was actually last episode, Higgins, you said, no, actually it was between when we were actually reading. You said this one's way worse than Uzumaki. And I recall that when you guys did the episode, like I went through Uzumaki, and like I was like, man, this is terrifying stuff. And I almost didn't believe you until I actually started reading Tomie. I'm like, man, like this is graphic as fuck.
There's some
So,
like gory shit in there.
yeah, there's some gory stuff there. But
Just all the ways
overall,
like her dead bodies come out of her own, or all of her new bodies come out of dead stuff, and dead bodies
yeah.
come out of
Or
dead
like
stuff, and
somehow, oh my god, how some of the bodies don't even fully regenerate. So like
yeah,
sometimes you just have like a potato with a Tomie face on it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So
or like a plastic sheet full of blood or something like that.
yeah, but
That
all
was
of it,
a great part.
Yeah,
yeah,
Kissing the plastic sheet.
yeah.
yeah.
But all of it though, like the detail in the artwork was pretty damn impressive. There's
That's
no
the
sacrifice for artwork there.
that's the one thing between like this book and what we read last time is this is still just all black and white, but I don't lose anything without color here. I can
Yeah.
tell what's happening in every single panel. What I think that's what he does like the best. I don't I don't get lost in the lines with there only being black and white the entire time.
Yeah, and there's also no desire for color. Like I don't really need color for this. I
Yeah,
Yeah.
think color would actually ruin it, you know?
for
So
sure.
Yeah, I feel like on a lot of mangas that I read a lot of shonen stuff. Sometimes you can really get lost in the action and stuff, and I don't feel like there's ever that happening. It's really
Yeah.
he just does such a good job of making it clear what you should be looking at and what's going on.
it's almost like it's an art to that, you know?
Yeah.
Ba-dum-tsh.
What's art?
Dude's really good.
Yeah.
There's something to this Junji Ito guy.
Yeah, he should
So
write more stuff.
what's your guys' favorite issue of the 20 some odd ones we read?
All right, so Jacob, you first. You're on the far left. Go ahead.
All right.
Start us off.
I think my favorite was Littlefinger. So in this one,
That
did I
was mine
take it?
too. Yeah. I'll come up with another one.
All right. Yeah, in this one, I forget how we get here. I think he ends up cutting off Tomei's fingers, and burning them. Is that correct?
I'll
he
kind of do it. This is the one with the group of brothers, right? And the one's ugly and all that.
well, yeah, there's multiple Tomies, or yeah, Tomies, and they become. So he bites off her fingers. I'm pretty sure he bites off her fingers and burns them, attempts to burn them in a cave, and one of them comes
Yeah.
back. All of them come back as different Tomies, but
It's like
one
the
of them
pointer,
stays
the middle,
disfigured.
the ring, and the pinky one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so they all end up teasing him and making fun of him, and they tease the one that's burnt and really, I mean, she's extremely disfigured, and eventually, he ends up like falling in love with the burnt one and saying, that he thinks she's beautiful and all that stuff, and immediately she turns on him and says, like, mocks him for thinking she's beautiful, and then heals, and I think she leaves him there in the cave, or I don't remember exactly how it ends, but
Yeah, basically leaves him in the cave to like die because he's got like an
He's
injury.
bleeding out. Yeah.
So like the other trappings of that, it's like he's this he's just the ugly brother out of like four brothers, and Tomie comes and becomes like she comes and ends up being their mom, and then the dad dies, and so they're all like, now I want her to be my bride, and they put him in the basement, and that's how he ends up cutting her fingers off. He like finally escapes. He like continuously like tells her like, I'm not gonna, I don't like you, like I don't care, I don't really care for you, and that just like turns her off, and eventually he gets free. She tries to grab him, he cuts it off, but then like there's a dead body that his brothers frame him for, and that's why he's stuck in a cave this whole
Oh.
time. And so he finds those fingers in his pocket, and I just think it's like pretty good. He's like the ugliest of four, like fingers, but fingers air quotes. And then like by the time he's like, fine, I like you the most because you're not mean, is basically what it comes down to. He doesn't like her for like her looks or anything. He likes her for her personality, and she's like, sucker, you absolute sucker.
That's so
she says,
pathetic.
I finally
so
found something to
pathetic.
tease you about,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
immediately becomes beautiful
What
once
a
again.
bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of mine. It just like had so many like parts to it. Some of them are like pretty quick, murder, cool way the body shows up, and then done. But that one just had like so many like extra parts to it.
Yeah.
All
What
right,
about
well,
you,
what's your
Michael?
favorite, Michael?
Well, so like I said, Sake, there's a chapter in there where Tomie is killed but isn't cut up, is kind of like just beat to mush basically.
That one's called
And
Moromi. Is that Moromi?
something like that. Yeah, I think so. She's beat to just an indistinguishable mush, and basically like the main guy, like he starts killing her, and then one of his buddies comes by and then is like, hey, where's Tomie? He's like, oh no, there she is, and she's everywhere. She's all over the walls and all this stuff, and then he's trying to prove to her like, she keeps coming back, so like we gotta do something to stop her, basically. And so somewhere in the line, they get the bright idea that they're just gonna go to their mom and pop sake factory and
Yeah,
dump all
refinery.
dump all the bits into like a thing and just keep like spinning it so that it doesn't regenerate.
I'm assuming it's like
And
superheated and stuff like that to make sake,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So it's all superheated, and as they were mixing it, the aroma of Tomie drove everybody in the factory mad. And at first they were all restrained, but then something like the aroma just like, oh, untie me so I can try this sake. They started drinking the sake that was made out of Tomie's mush, right? And it was such a like violent hallucinogenic that like you basically went through the story of, okay, Tomie died, came back, killed, monster killed, whatever, right? But then
Yeah.
you find out that it was actually just a like a hallucination,
Like
and
a
then
fever
just
dream.
kept drinking it. Yeah, they just kept drinking it. So like
Yeah.
each sip or each cup of sake was the equivalent of one death. And they
Yeah.
just kept going and going and going. And I thought it was wild that somebody would even suggest that as a solution. But then two, if there is a drink that strong and violently strong that makes you hallucinate like that, I'm both frightened and curious. So
Well, that's what they say alcohol is a solution, right? Or is
yeah.
the
Oh, there you
solution.
go.
There you
Yeah,
go. But that like I don't know if it's on purpose, but I think it comes up in that later like part where the dad's like just violently drunk the entire time. I
yeah.
assume he's just I just assume he's like bottles and bottles of that specific brew of like sake.
You know
And
what?
that's
That's a
why he can't
possibility. Yeah, because he was
and
a
that's
real
why he
dick.
can't stop. He
Yeah,
couldn't and like he was just constantly drinking.
yeah,
So
yeah. I like that.
they didn't say it, but I'm assuming that's what happened.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna assume it too. I think I like that a lot. So, but yeah, that one was my
All right.
favorite.
Those were both really good. I think I'm gonna go with the waterfall one since you guys took some of the real good ones. The one where like they tossed her like body into like over the edge. They
Yeah,
like tossed all of her bits. Well, what's it? At the start of it, like a dude's coming around with a set like a salesman like with magic beans. He's like, if you plant this, a beautiful girl will grow, and you can have like a wife for your husband, and you can have more beautiful children. And they basically are like, screw you, this is a piece of like mush. And then he's like, fine, I'll just toss it in here. And then all of a sudden, like all these people start committing suicide, jumping into this like waterfall basin. And then one dude like
Oh.
Did
eventually
we lose
goes
him?
down there
Oh
because he sees
no.
like a dead
Jumping
Jumping
body.
into what?
yeah,
And then he goes in the water, and there's just like basically like barnacle versions of her
yeah.
in the like the water, and she looks real gross in that. Oh, and don't let your kids read this. There's nudity.
Yeah, yeah. Nudity. That's the
There's
biggest
boobs and
concern
butts,
there, not
guys.
the
Some minor
gore.
violence.
Yeah.
If you aren't
Excuse me.
skeeved off by the blood and guts, there's
Yeah.
also nudity.
Yeah. Hey, so quick question, because I just honestly I can't remember, and I don't know if it's the alcohol or just the fact that like there's so much to consume. Did Tomie like actually murder anybody, or was it just influence?
I want to say she hurt people a few times, but I don't think she ever killed anybody. She definitely like sliced at a
Mm.
few people with like a knife every now and again.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
I
I
remember.
feel like the story the chapter you just mentioned, she does kill those people, and doesn't she? She grabs them and she's eating them.
See,
I mean, I
that's the
guess you could
thing.
say
Like
she was drowning,
The
or they were drowning.
barnacles. Yeah.
she drowned them, and then a lot of the time she never really kills the guys that are in love with her. She kills the people that are like messing with her spot.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Anytime
Okay.
as someone
All right.
like kind of catches on to her, she's like, got to get rid of them. Because that girl from
Gotcha.
the first like couple, I'm pretty sure she got taken out. The girl in the hospital that gets like her kidney in like the very first
Yeah.
one.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
she gets burnt, I think.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Anytime like someone comes into contact with like a piece of her body or her body parts, they end up turning into her.
Yeah.
If they're
Yeah. Because
a
Yeah.
woman, like
there's the
there's a
kidneys, and
hair
then there's like
one.
the hairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should talk about the final story. I think it's like the last 3 chapters or so.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was
Oh,
a
yeah,
pretty
yeah, yeah.
interesting development. You know, I guess the idea is that one of her previous victims,
Who was a model?
he was a model, you know, and they go through the basic story. He falls in love with her. She denies him. He ends up killing her. And in the process, he disfigures himself by burning himself. So he's a very beautiful model. He has a fall to being he's a burn victim, and he's head to toe covered in burns. So his idea to get revenge is to find 3 young little girls, newborn children and inject them with Tomie's blood to basically start aging, or he's experimenting to try to cause Tomie to age so that he can have his revenge. That's his big plot, is to make her become an old, ugly woman.
Yeah, he wants to make her ugly. He's basically, at least his
So that
theory of this is as soon as she becomes disfigured, that one stops aging and she never gets any older. And like the one that comes out of her is that age. But
Right.
he's like, I'm gonna get my own little farm of Tomies that I can keep an eye on, and that way I can stop them from being murdered before they age. I think that's the idea, kind
Yeah.
of.
all so
Yeah.
that he could laugh at her at the end. That's all he wanted.
Yeah.
He just his version of revenge is doing the same thing that she did to him, which is just calling her ugly and pathetic. That's all he wanted.
All
Which
he wanted out of his life.
Yeah.
the entire time, one of the Tomie babies, like older sisters, she gets like wrapped into this, and he's like, you have to keep her safe. So she like keeps her safe, and they got this last one, and they're like, we just can't keep her safe. There's no way to keep her inside. She's too powerful. So they put her in like a cement
Concrete
block
block.
basically,
Yeah.
and put her in there. And it's like, don't worry, she's not gonna die. She like constantly heals herself. And so she's in this cement block, and they get old. They get old together. I don't know if they got married or if they just decided to like stay together, the older sister and the burn victim guy. But they
Yeah.
get to the old age, and she's finally old in there. And then the very end, they crack that bad boy open, and the old guy thinks he sees like an old decrepit version of her, but in actuality, she probably escaped like years earlier out of a crack in the cinder block, and you find out
Yep.
that it was kind of like all for naught. There's that
Yeah.
Yeah. He had wasted
inevitability
his
again.
life.
Yeah.
Yep. So
So you
beautiful
think they
ending,
finally
though.
get their little final girl ending, and then
Yeah.
she's just out there
She
in
had
the
been
world
gone the
still.
whole time.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm gonna give it to the old man. I'm not gonna ruin his delusion. For all he knows, he got his revenge.
Yeah.
So
He got his revenge. The older sister probably is a little upset
little
though.
pissed off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but overall, man, I think that was a beautiful ending to the series, because like I got eventually, after reading so much, I did get tired of the cycle. Right. It almost
Yeah.
felt like I was going in a circle, Uzumaki.
Yeah.
Right. But at the very end, you get that cliffhanger, and you're like, okay, well, the cycle is going to repeat, but this time you weren't giving an origin to, it's just, it could be anything,
Yeah.
you know?
Be
So,
anywhere. She could be right behind you.
exactly. Oh. But yeah, I liked it a lot. It was a good read. I'm not really big into horror stuff, but because it's spooky season, I think this is a great selection, Higgins. I gotta give you kudos.
I love spooky stuff, dude.
Yeah.
I wish I
Good
could
job.
watch more. That being
Now,
said,
apparently there is live action versions of this.
Is there really?
There's live actions, and there's
there's
actually
like a
2
lot
more
of
chapters that we didn't read.
Is there?
At least 2 more.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There's a couple of adaptations. I want to say there's like two live action movies, and then maybe like a cartoon.
I'm gonna have to see those live actions.
So maybe something to dig further into. I watched a video on the last 2 chapters, and they were good. They were they were different than some of the. I mean, they were different than the ones we already read. But they were good.
Nice.
We'll keep it concise to the stuff in the deluxe edition or whatever it is we read. But
And this bad boy. If you guys
Yeah.
if you guys out there want to get one, there's I think 3 of his like collections are in like this nice like packaging that look like this, and they're worth having. They're kind of nice.
They're worth
Yeah.
having. Yes.
yeah, they're big and pretty. I have the Uzumaki version of that.
I have this one, the Uzumaki, and the Gyo. Those are the three that
Yeah.
I found. I looked for more, but those are the only ones. I got a problem where I like putting stuff on a bookshelf. Thankfully, I have a podcast that makes me read the things I buy.
We'll slowly get through that bookshelf. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And my issue is that most of the stuff that I've read is on the bookshelf, and most of the stuff that I haven't read is on my desk. So all of my desk is just filled with books that I'm supposed to be reading. So yeah,
Yeah.
but we'll get through it eventually. One
So,
book at a time.
so how many drinks have you guys had?
All right.
What rating do you have for this
I'll go ahead
Tomie
and
book?
start off because I'm gonna surprise everybody here. I had, excuse me, one glass of wine before the episode, and this is number 3, right?
Nice.
So I'm at a solid 4 right now, right?
Nice.
But by the time that we're done with the episode, I'm going to challenge myself to drink one more because I truly did enjoy this read. So
A
I'm going
5
to
out of
give
5?
this a 5 out of 5.
There we
So
go.
Well, I'm on my second Terrapin, and yeah, I'd say I'm probably going to finish the third one by the end of this episode. So I agree. I think it was a 3 out of 3. It was a great, horror read, and I had fun.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on a minute, Jacob. You're saying it's a 3 out of 3. You mean you agree with my 5 out of 5?
Yeah.
We're giving
Oh, so you
The,
got-
we're giving
so-
a,
so-
the votes don't matter.
What I'm hearing is that you need to drink 2 more. So
I was gonna let
Maybe
him
I
have
will.
the pass because he just got done with school, so I was gonna let that 3 for 3 slide.
that's the perfect reason to drink. You just got
It's
done
still
with
100.
school.
It's still
Yeah.
100%.
It's still 100.
All
I'm giving it
right.
I technically don't have to, but I'm not gonna give it as high as you guys did. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I liked Uzumaki better. I
Did you?
liked having I like this one a lot. I like the stories. I think Uzumaki had a more concise, overarching plot that I liked more. But that's the only gripe I had with this book is I didn't have anything to like lead to.
There's some.
Like we said, like there was a couple 2 to 3 like issue like arcs, but for the most part it was like, single issues with a connecting idea. But
Gotcha.
I could probably bump that up to a 4.5 depending on what I have for the rest of the night. But
Gotcha.
I just
Yeah.
didn't want to give it.
You know-
I didn't want to give it a perfect 5 out of 5 because I don't think I gave Uzumaki a 5 out of 5 or
I don't
whatever
think you've
fake rating
given-
I gave it.
I don't think you've given anything a 5 out of 5.
Nothing's perfect.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely like gripes that I had with it, but I just really enjoyed it. So I'm giving it.
It was a
I
great
think
hang.
for me, it was better than Uzumaki. I liked Uzumaki a lot, but I think I liked the art more. I mean, obviously, the spiral, the dad spiral in Uzumaki is,
Yeah,
that's a
pretty
good one. But
disgusting.
Jacob,
I
just
liked
be
a lot of
honest.
this.
You like the boobies. That's all. That's what's sending over.
I can't say that because I think Tomie is supposed to be a young lady, so I'm
I think
disagreeing.
she's all ages. I think she's all ages in this book. So
Yeah,
You're
I kind
fine.
of figured since she grew old that we kind of covered that, but I guess to a point you're right. But anyway,
Moving on.
moving on. No, I think overall though, I think this means 2 things. It means Higgins, you're actively winning our little race here because you've brought the most interesting book so far, and 2, it means that Junji Ito is just the man, regardless of whatever story it is, Uzumaki, Tomie, or whatever. Junji Ito is it. So
yeah, read
he's the
more. I
spookiest
got a
person.
couple more on my shelf. I got like Gyo, like I said, but I also got this one called Black Paradox. He like illustrated some other guy's autobiography. Can't remember exactly his name. No Longer Human is what the book's called that I haven't read. Osamu Dazai. He wrote a book and then he got Junji Ito to illustrate it for him and turn it into
Nice.
a comic. Haven't read that one yet either, but
Well,
he's got lots of good
I've
stuff.
read Censor by Junji Ito. I would recommend that one. It's pretty good.
All right. Good
So
deal.
throwing that one out there.
No?
And Michael, if you ever need a tip on how to pick a good book for the podcast, I'm gonna tell you right now, judge a book by its cover. Judge a book by
Okay,
its
all
cover.
right.
I'm not saying you didn't pick a
Yeah.
bad one. I'm just saying if you since you gave me the tip saying I brought some good ones, my process is I judge a book by its cover.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
And don't pick
I-
anything related to Ninja Gaiden.
Oh,
I'll
God, Jacob, I knew that was. I knew that was coming. I thought that's originally Higgins. I thought that's what you were doing. I thought you were giving me shit because of the Ninja Gaiden thing the last couple episodes. No, but that's a very interesting take. As an author, as a publisher, judge a book by a cover. It's the opposite of what we've always heard. But I think you're right.
Didn't we have
No,
that
it's-
conversation, Michael, at the bookstore the other day? Like,
Yeah.
it's really, you know, I feel like you can tell what a book quality is by its cover sometimes.
Sometimes the thing that we got into, and Higgins, actually, you know what? Let's clean up first for Tomie
right.
before we get off topic.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
we did our ratings, we did our drinks. What else are we forgetting? Am I
I
overlooking
think,
something?
no, I think
No,
we're
I'm
good.
just-
I think that's the
I'm
whole
just-
purpose.
I'm just that drunk, huh? Okay. So anyway, at the bookstore, we were talking about, you know, the book covers, and we're saying, like, you know, it really does tell the quality of the book, but sometimes the really extravagant covers tell you just how crappy it can be. Because one of the things that I picked up this sci-fi book, and it had a really amazing cover with a very Spartan-esque kind of like futuristic armor on the main character. I opened the book, and the first thing I read was the armor description that looked nothing like the cover. And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
well, I can tell this isn't AI. It's not AI, so kudos to the author. But at the same time, like, this cover just didn't do it, you know?
That oversold it.
Yeah.
I got you.
So
And I wasn't saying, you know, a bad cover means a bad book. Sometimes a really great cover, it's too much. Like,
it's almost like when you go to restaurants and you see pictures of the food outside on the windows. It's kind of a tell that when you go inside, that's not what you're gonna get served.
yeah, a McDonald's
know.
commercial burger does not look like a McDouble.
There
I'm
you
telling
go. There you go. So sometimes you gotta find that happy medium. So for all you authors and writers and gamers, really, because the covers on games matters too. Sometimes you gotta find that happy medium, you know. So
I would just with my comment, like Headlopper, I brought that one because I bought that one on Amazon because I saw it on there, like I saw it like 3 or 4 times, and every time I looked at it I was like, that's a cool cover. And I was like, I'm just gonna buy it. It's like $17, something like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy it. And it's out on my shelf for a long time. Finally read it, and I was like, oh, that was really, really good. And then one of my favorite like books I read recently was this like horror novel called This Thing Between Us, and the front cover is just this like it's just this picture of a little pug standing behind this like standing in front of this like giant ominous like spiral looking thingy. And that was like the spookiest book I've read in a long time, and it was a real good time.
Hold on, what's
Yeah.
What's it called?
This Thing Between Us by Gus
This Thing Between
Varano.
Us.
yeah. Hey,
I've been in a big kick of reading horror books the last couple of days. I wanted to have an honorable mentions for Halloween, but
yeah.
we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Well, since you guys do like the horror stuff, I'm gonna recommend the book to y'all. We're not gonna do it for next episode, but just a little plug, a little shout out. 008 Studios does have a book called Ghosted. And Higgins, I think you may have already done the beta reading for it. But it is a
I
nice.
haven't finished it. I've read a good chunk of it.
It is a very nice psychological thriller, with zombie-esque aspects to it. So, Ghosted, if you haven't read it, go ahead. I think it's a very nice little cherry on top for spooky season.
What I've
So,
read so far
I'll check it out.
has been pretty good. Real good writing. Reminds me
Yeah.
of reminds me a little bit like urban fantasy, like what's his Neil Gaiman type writing.
There we go. And I think
Britishy
that
Britishy descriptions. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the name of the author. I know the author. He's in the Discord, and he's a really, really good, like, fantastic writer. He's done more than just books. He does, game writing and stuff like that. But he'll take that as a compliment. One, two, he'll join the plug, and three, he uses the pseudonym Just a
Just a
Human,
human. Yeah.
right? It is a real author. It is not AI, so don't let the name fool you. But yeah, very good book. So highly recommended. Um, I lost my train
Do
of
you
thought
wanna
after
did you
that. I
have
was just
did you wanna touch on any of the things we talked about so far? You wanna hop into our Ninja Gaiden experience or anything like that
oh
before
god.
I interrupt you later?
Yeah, so let's do that before you interrupt me because I have some beef. So for you guys that have been listening into the last couple episodes, Jacob and I have been at war with each other, with God of War versus Ninja Gaiden. But the big ticket item here is that Ninja Gaiden 4 has recently come out. And Jacob has agreed to give it a try. But all things aside, I personally, after giving so much praise to Microsoft and Team Ninja, now have beef with Microsoft and Team Ninja because I seem to recall that I was on the phone with you, Jacob, when this happened, that I downloaded Ninja Gaiden 4 ready to play, and Microsoft, after they raised the prices for Game Pass, decided that they were going to take Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3 off of Game Pass. So, like,
But
Hey,
Michael, they gave you all of the
guess
Ubisoft
it's not
games.
as good.
oh my God,
Nah, just kidding.
I was so pissed. I was so pissed because I wanted to do, like, it's been so long since I played it. It's been so long since we waited from 3 to 4 that I wanted to play the entire thing over. Luckily for me, I have all the disc for the games. But for whatever reason, Ninja Gaiden 3 is not readable on Series X. So what I'm going to have to do is play 1, 2 on Series X, go to Xbox 360 to play 3, and then come back to Series X for 4 just to get the full experience. Now, I know it's not a necessity, but it's a want. I want to do it because I'm a real fan. So,
And can I just say, you don't have to do that with God of War. You can just play them on whatever.
oh
I
my
think
God.
they're on PS5. They're definitely on PS4. And you can play, the new ones on the PS5, and they're great. They're all great. So
But you know what? It's because Ninja Gaiden paved the path. God of War is such a new IP. Ninja Gaiden did everything that they needed to do. That
I
God of
don't even think
War.
that's true.
I don't know if it's true either. At this point, it's
I
just
think
the
you just
alcohol
made that up,
talking.
and now it's like a law.
But you know what? I'm gonna die on that hill. Even with, like, Devil May Cry and Ninja Gaiden came first. And they walked so that God of War could run.
I will
I'm
say,
going.
Devil May Cry is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I'm gonna die on that hill. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I mean, that's number one beef, and number two is a little bit of sad news. For those of you who don't know, after all the praise that Novel Spirits has given Ninja Gaiden, the creator has actually passed away here this October. Uh, I hate pronouncing names, but I believe he's called Tomonobu. He died just 4 days before the Ninja Gaiden 4 release. So, R.I.P. You're a
R.I.P.
real goat. I'm gonna take one for you. But I'm really looking forward to the game. Microsoft do better, really do better.
Yeah.
So,
But
Yeah, it's
that
sad.
being said,
I did want to play the old ones.
oh, go
I
ahead.
didn't care to play the old ones. I just jumped straight into number 4, having never played a single one before this. Just for Michael, I was like, I'm gonna test this bad boy out. So popped it up. They got cloud gaming on Xbox now, so my wife was watching something on the TV. I propped my iPad up on my legs and connected a controller to it, and started up Ninja Gaiden 4, and played probably like the first hour to an hour and a half, which basically was like the tutorial like mission plus like half of the next part, kind of. I'm not really sure. I I fought a bunch of dudes. I killed a lot of guys. I did some wall runs and some wall jumps. I did some blood raven stuff. I don't know if that's a continuous like part of the series. There was a lady, an anime lady with the string going through her boobs. it was fun. It was fun times. I I I like pressing buttons and feel like I'm doing something. The
Makes you feel
part
powerful.
the part where I like I could do the dodges, like, you know, it said like hit the block button and then like move, and that's your dodge. And if you do that and hit a guy with that, it does like a move called an obliteration. That was spectacular. I like cut a guy's arm off, and then I did like one of those super moves where I stab him. The part where it lost me was like, all right, you can spin these ninja coins that you've gotten, and you can buy these moves where you can do like left, right, X, Y, blah, blah, blah. I'm not, I'm never gonna do that. My brain can't,
That sounds yeah, that sounds new, but okay.
Yeah,
my
what the hell is
brain,
a ninja coin?
You know,
no, it's just like,
go ahead.
it's just the currency of the game. And like, they're letting you buy like combos basically. Or like,
Yeah.
they're not gatekeeping them because like, you're getting a shit ton of these coins. Like I played like an
Mm.
hour and a half, and I've maybe spent like 5 to 10,000 already, and I still have 13,000. So you're not in want for ninja coins. At least in the I'm playing on easy mode, so that might be completely wrong in like other difficulties. I'm bad at video games, especially like these hard ones. But at least for me, I'm not in want for it. But I'm gonna stick to
So
what the tutorial taught me for the most part, I think.
Yeah, it does sound kind of new, just a smidge new. You had me at that, you know, I cut the guy's arm off and then finished him off type deal, and then the ninja coins do sound new to me, so I'm looking forward to playing it. Jacob, and don't mind me, I was just trying to, you know, throw a jab at Jacob. Jacob, I have two questions for you. To really determine, you know, who's on top. Does Ninja Gaiden, or sorry, does God of War have an anime lady with a string going through the boobs?
no, but it has a
Okay, so that
big
settles it.
ass
Ninja
dude
Gaiden's
with a giant axe.
number one Ninja
And you
Gaiden.
know what? No, the old games have lots of
To be fair,
ladies with.
to be fair, I did play the first part of Chains of Olympus, like the PSP game that we talked about earlier, and I did like a threesome mini game. They didn't show up, but like
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
yeah,
definitely
but
they
you
had
know,
the
there.
it,
threesome game.
first off, Higgins, you said it took you 15 minutes to get through that mini game,
I was
and
just real.
that's number
I'm
one.
bad at video games.
Right?
The quick time
And
events should have been very easy, but they were not for me.
second off, Jacob, can Kratos do a wall run? No?
He might be
Okay.
able
No,
to in the
yeah,
he
Ninja
might
Gaiden
be able to
number
in the
one.
newer
in the old
ones.
Ninja
games,
Gaiden number one.
he does wall runs.
Does he not in the newer
I'm
stuff?
pretty sure
does
he
some-
does.
I can't
In the
remember.
new ones, he has the Blades of Olympus. He's throwing them at stuff and he's yanking himself towards them. You know, he's hanging on walls. You know, he's the goat.
Oh no.
There's
All I'm
a-
saying is Ninja Gaiden. You know, I'm pretty sure they're not killing giant stuff the size of mountains.
Yes, they are. Ryu
I don't
Hayabusa
know.
is killing it. Yes, he killed the Archfiend. He's killed like a whole bunch of shit that's mountain size. Trust me, he's there. Ryu Hayabusa walked so that Kratos could run.
I like
Well,
how
I'm gonna
this
play the
thing
fourth
is.
game and I'll be the judge of that.
I'm on team pressing buttons and killing stuff, and you can do that in both of these in very different
Higgins,
ways.
I think you're on the right team. Yeah, you're on the right
Pressing
team.
buttons and
Just
killing stuff.
leave me
I
and
can do that.
yeah,
I can
leave
do
me
that
and Jacob to squabble.
I'll leave you to squabble. I've had fun playing both of them. I haven't finished either of them, so take that as you will.
Yeah.
It speaks more to me than it does to either of the games. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was fun. I had a good time. I especially enjoyed that I have Game Pass and that I didn't have to buy it for full price.
And that you
I
can
don't love
stream
that
it.
that honestly has been like some of the best parts of having like Game Pass and stuff is I don't have to download the game before I know if I like the game. It's like I'll play it a little bit. If I'm
Yeah.
enjoying myself, then I'll download it. But for that first hour and a half to 2 hours, I can just pop it on streaming and then it runs. As long as your internet's like like decently serviceable. It runs like spectacular. Because like I said, it's doing a lot in
Now,
Ninja Gaiden. Pretty technical.
yeah. Now I'm gonna have to give you kudos again. And I know I'm stroking your ego at this point, but you do a lot of beta reading for 008 Studios, and at this point you're doing a lot of like premeditated marketing for cloud gaming, because cloud gaming gets a lot of shit. Like, a lot of people don't like cloud gaming. A lot of people don't even remember a time when you owned a disc and you didn't have to download the game, right? So I'm gonna have to give you kudos for standing up for cloud gaming, because it's not 100% the same, but it's definitely closer to what we had. And it to me, it has a lot more benefits than having to dictate, or trying to manage deleting 15 games to make room for the new Call of Duty.
That's what I'm
That
saying.
really
That's what
sucks.
I'm saying.
So
Pisses me off.
Yeah.
I still
So
remember the first day when I put in GTA 5 in my Xbox 360 and I had to fucking download it for like, it literally took me an
The whole
entire day
day.
to download GTA
Yeah.
5.
Yep.
The entire day.
So the fact that you're standing up for cloud gaming and you're speaking, like, everyone who's listening, give it a shot, please.
If you
It's
if
the
you have the
future.
ability,
It's there.
yeah, just pop it in there. You can play it anywhere. I
Try
was
it
in
at
a
least once.
I was in a recliner. I had a blanket on me. I was leaning back,
It was
and the screen
great.
was right in front of me. I was so cozy. I just had my controller right
Yeah.
here,
I,
just like I am right now for the recording.
I wasn't even there and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So,
All right. So
no,
banana readings for squares. I'm gonna let
Anki
Ninja
right there.
Gaiden. I'm gonna let Ninja Gaiden 4 be my readings for squares, so I don't take up too much of the.
I'm gonna challenge you.
I
I'm
have
gonna
other
challenge
stuff.
you and say, since we've already talked about it, since we've already talked about it, I'm gonna challenge you to do something else.
I can do other
It's a
stuff.
special long
I've
episode
been,
for Halloween.
yeah, I've been consuming things and enjoying them.
Tell us what you've
So,
consumed.
oh, you want me to? I can keep going. Do you
Go
want a
for it.
movie from like the 1980s or one from like 2024?
I vote 2024. Keep it recent.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So I just recently watched Bring Her Back on HBO. It's the second movie made by, I don't know who the people are. They're Australian like YouTubers turned like directors. They directed Talk to Me. So it's their second movie. Second blockbuster movie
Amazing movie.
from the creator of Talk to Me. And Bring Her Back is, I don't know if it's the scariest movie I've seen, but it's definitely one of the more unsettling movies I've seen like in a very very long time. I actually had to turn I had to turn away from the screen in a couple of parts during the movie because I just couldn't watch what was going on. So basically what happens is these two brothers, they lose their family, they get put into the foster system, and they get sent to this lady, and I won't do too much spoilers. They go there, and this other she has this other son there who's like shaved head, looks kind of worn down. You're not really sure what's up with him, but a bunch of a bunch of like weird stuff with the lady. She really hates the older brother. She's really interested in, or it's not two brothers. It's a brother and his sister who's uh who's a blind girl. And so throughout the course of the movie, you find out the lady also had a blind girl, and that's what intrigued her to adopt this girl in the first place. And kind of throughout, she's just being really mean to brother. And then a lot of weird stuff starts happening with this other kid, like just a lot of gruesome blood and gore. Do you want me to do any spoilies? Jacob, have you seen it?
I mean,
I haven't seen it. I don't think I'm gonna watch it because I've been too scared. So
It's not scary. It's just
the
gory.
The little preview
So
looks scary.
let me get this straight. So after all this bravado that you guys gave me this last episode about me not doing creepy stuff because I'm too scared and all that stuff, now you guys are scared?
I already watched the whole thing.
I'll watch a lot
okay,
of stuff.
So I didn't look away from the screen because I was too scared. I looked away from the screen because I get like my body gets like a visceral reaction when I see like blood and guts and insides of people on screen. Like I had to turn away in episodes of House, like the show House, where he's like digging in people's
Mm.
arms and stuff. There's a scene with
No, it's
like
okay. I'm the same way.
there's a scene with like a butcher knife. No, not a butcher knife. The little point, like a chef's knife. Butcher knife's the big rectangular one,
Mhm.
right? So not that, the long
Yeah,
pointy
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
There's a terrible one where like, all right, spoilers. Kid like chews on it. It's really really bad. And then there's another scene where he like starts biting the skin off his arm, and that's where I like turned away.
Mm.
That's
Yeah, I'm okay with
they're
these
getting
not having spoilers on this one.
they're getting too good at making things look real. Because I
Yeah.
know
Yeah,
that
I
I
agree.
know that kid didn't do that thing, but it looked like that kid did that thing. And I'll say the same thing about Talk to Me. Like there was some pretty like fucked up scenes in Talk to Me too.
So is
But
this scarier than Talk to Me? Because that was a
Talk to
pretty
Me
scary movie.
Talk to Me scarier. This one actually has a pretty good like story behind it too. So like a little like a good
Okay.
like a decentish overarching story. I'd say the story of this one's better. Talk to Me was scarier. This one's grosser though.
Okay. So it's Bring Her Back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like a demonic story or is it like a slasher or like a
It's
ghost? You
got
know,
like a kind of like a it's kind of got like a demony aspect to it, but it's more like kind of like a hoodoo magic sort of thing going on in there,
oh,
sort
okay.
of thing.
Okay. So kind of in line with Talk to Me, like it's not, Talk to
Yeah.
Me was like not explicitly demonic, I feel like, but it was
So
along those lines.
it takes like the back seat to like the people side of the story, kind of like Talk to Me did, where they got their own shit that they're dealing with, and then there just happens to be like
Mm,
a slightly like this isn't good thing happening alongside it. What
yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
is these guys are making good movies. They're
Yeah.
putting
By the
out
way,
so
Jacob,
many good horror movies now. So many good horror movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just have to say real quick, sorry, Jacob, I absolutely love you for wearing that. So,
Yeah, I
um,
wasn't gonna say anything,
yeah.
for the audio listeners.
Because I
but-
mean, like Higgins is over here describing like the goriest shit ever, and I'm just over here cringing, and then I just look at you, and you're like, "Oh, Mickey Mouse ears, Halloween type deal." And
it's
I'm
my
just like,
Halloween outfit.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this?
Yeah.
On that real Halloween, I'm not gonna wear any clothes. It's just gonna be this.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get fired when I come in with my Halloween outfit.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it's good. I was gonna talk
No,
about
Higgins,
Hellraiser.
I can't say about what.
I was gonna talk about Hellraiser for the 1980s one, but that one's not scary at
Oh,
all.
okay.
And the gore's
We can save that.
serviceable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good times
I
too.
was gonna say I'm probably not gonna watch that Bring Her Back, but it seems Jacob is pretty into it. So for those of you spookies, that's a recommendation.
It's a good
I take
time.
it. So
Yeah, it's a good time.
It sounds
Jacob-
good.
It's a good watch.
My
Yeah.
wife doesn't watch demonic movies anymore, so I typically skip those because I only watch movies with her.
Mhm.
That's why I was asking, because I was like, well, if it's not demonic, I can recommend it. But
Yeah, you're not gonna get like
Okay.
any ghosty
Well,
like
Jacob,
weird talking voices or anything like that that comes with demonic stuff. So you're square on that.
oh, okay, I'll see what she says. Get the review from the boss.
Yeah.
The boss.
Yeah.
I have like half a cup left before I'm at 5, and I'm desperately feeling it. So,
I can't tell.
Jacob,
Can't
I'm gonna
tell.
ask you, what have you been up to for Ready's for Squares?
Honestly feeling it too after 3 beers. I don't know what's going on today, but yeah, I've well, I think on the last episode I was gonna I said I was gonna play Silent Hill, the new one that
Oh,
came
Silent
out.
Hill F.
I still want to play it. I didn't play it. I instead, yeah, Silent Hill F. It looked really good. Instead, I bought Dying Light the Beast. I am a huge
so
Dying
spooky.
Light fan. The first Dying Light is one of my favorite games of all time, and it was still horror, so I was like, I'm gonna play this instead. And
It's like parkour
if you know
zombies.
Dying Light, if you're a fan of Dying Light, you played. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, during the day, it's pretty much normal zombies. They're slow biters. They'll grab onto you, whatever. But at night, the real monsters come out, and you have these volatiles. They're like basically humans who were infected, but they stayed in the dark too long, so they became like a monster that's like extremely scary. Their face splits apart, and they're like super muscular. It's awesome, but and so if you know Dying Light, you know Dying Light 2, Dying Light 1 is like a fan favorite. Everybody loves the first one. The second one didn't do a lot of stuff right when it came out, but Techland, the developers of Dying Light, are awesome, and they still release updates for the first game. It's been like 10 years, and they pretty much fixed Dying Light 2. It's a lot more in line with the first one. It's really good now, in my opinion. But all that said, I bought Dying Light the Beast, and yeah, it's awesome. It takes all the best parts of the first one. Oops. Losing my costume. It takes all the best parts of the first one and all the best parts of the second one, combines it into one amazing game. I cannot recommend it enough. If you are into zombies and parkour and chopping things in half and and whatever, yeah, play Dying Light the Beast. It is, yeah. I mean, it's up there with some of my favorite games. The parkour is great. They added a new mechanic where the main character is, he becomes the Beast, which is like a zombie hybrid, and so yeah, it's really cool. I don't want to go into too many spoilers because it's a pretty much a brand new game.
Yeah.
But I will use a little bit more of my time. Well, you know what? This is Reading for Squares. I'll wait till after to talk about another book. I went camping over the weekend. It was super cold. And Michael, we stopped right where even where we slept on the first night on the first camping trip.
Yeah.
We slept there on that river, and it was beautiful, and it was just as nice as before, but it was very cold. And thankfully, whoever slept there before left a box of firewood for whoever was next. So shout outs to whoever was there that got us through the night without me having to hunt for firewood. So
Now the question is, did you get in the water?
no. Actually, I did. I mean, I put my hands in the water. I splashed around a little bit the next day, but no, I didn't get in it. We didn't even go to the waterfall.
No.
This is the Three Forks Trail. If you're near Georgia, go.
Yeah.
The Three Forks Trail is great.
I'm still the goat on that regard. Yeah, feeling it. No, well, that's great. As far as your Dying Light, the one thing I was gonna say is, for those of you who have not heard, but have heard of Red Dead Redemption 2, I heard the animations were just on par with Red Dead Redemption 2.
So good.
Yeah,
So
definitely
good.
worth recommendation there.
If you want to, chop a guy in half or chop arms off of a guy or the top part of their head off a guy,
play Ninja Gaiden.
Play Dying Like the Beast.
No. Yeah, for me, Jacob, all I'm gonna say is that I did my homework, and truly to the spooky season theme, I watched From, and I watched the first season. I think 5 episodes so far. but I'm forcing Aaron to watch it with me, and yeah, it's pretty damn good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody. You guys might have seen a few memes or shorts about it on YouTube. It is pretty damn good. It gives a lot of walking. I don't know if
I don't know if there's a name for
yeah.
the town, but maybe.
it does have a lot of weird stuff happening on it, a little bit of fantastical aspects to it, but it does give a lot of early Walking Dead vibes.
Definitely.
Although it is not zombies, it is definitely like mimics or walkers, whatever you want to call them. But it's definitely worth the watch if you haven't seen it. I think it's
Thank
on
you.
Hulu, maybe Hulu. Or what is
It's
it
on
on?
Prime.
Prime.
It's on
That's what it's on.
Prime. You got to have MGM.
Yeah.
It's MGM.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Paramount, and I'm gonna go with Amazon, with Prime. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It is super good.
Yeah. New season, I think, is coming out next year, early next year. So
yeah, so that was I guess, yeah, they're on season 3. So I'm very curious to see where it goes. So I'm gonna keep watching it. It is a very good recommendation, Jacob. Thank
I'm
you.
telling you, if you like season 1, it just ramps up. It gets crazier. It gets more interesting. And yeah, I mean, hopefully we can talk more about it once you finish.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
probably
going.
off the podcast, but
Yeah,
I love that. I've recommended it to everybody I've ever met.
yeah, I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna do the listeners a favor. I'm gonna replace my Ninja Gaiden streak with From. So from now on, you're gonna hear me do updates on From. So no, it's very good. I really appreciate it. I unfortunately have not been consuming much, but what I have been doing, I've been moving away from writing and more towards dev work. So Jacob, while you're working on GGP, which is a 008 Studios project, I'm working on 2 different projects that are also scheduled to release at the end of the year. So I'm right there with you, buddy.
Enjoying the pain.
Enjoying the pain. So, but other than that, it's just been spooky season all around. We got Tomie, we got Bring Her Back, we got freaking The Beast, we got From. It's we're on theme, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Well, I had one more thing. A little book. I don't think it's something I would recommend for us to read, so I wanted to just shout it out since it's nice number 5. Since it's Halloween, it's the spooky season. So it's called How to Survive Camping. I picked it up, Michael, when we were at the bookstore. I picked it up, and I was really interested. So first of all, it started off as I think it was like r/no sleep, basically, where they post on Reddit and they pretend to be the person in that world that's posting, about their situation going on. So it's about a lady who runs a campsite and all the crazy stuff that goes on her campsite. And it ramps up. Basically, the monsters are getting more and more active. So on her campsite, there's all kinds of, or the idea is, the campsite's been in her family for a long time, and as it gets passed down the generations, it becomes old land, and it attracts like monsters and spirits and ghosts, demons, whatever, to the old land. And all kinds of crazy stuff happens. So I read the first. It started off as a Reddit series and became an actual book. You can pick up in stores or wherever. So I read the first one, and it was a good read. I think it's a good. What was that? Yes, by Bonnie Quinn. I read the Man with No Shadow. Yes, it was a good read. I think it was fun. Yeah, you should read it. I think it was fun, and I thought it was interesting that it started off as a like Reddit story and became something more. So just a quick honorable mention. I won't go into the whole breakdown of the story, but check it out if you like that kind of you know, ghost and spirit stuff. And it has, it's kind of like Junji Ito, where it has like a, overarching theme, but each story is different, so.
Okay. I'll look it up. Remind me and the readers, I guess. What was it called? How to Survive a Camping?
How to Survive Camping.
Camping. Got it. Okay.
If
All
you're
right.
familiar with, the online, yeah, The Man with No Shadow is the first one. I just found out there's like 4 of them, I guess, or maybe there's slated to be 4. I see later dates. But if you're familiar with a lot of like online horror stories, a lot of them have like, the rules system where it's like it explains the rules and then it goes through and says like what happens if you break this rule. Um, yeah, yeah. So it follows that kind of theme. Yeah, left right game. Yeah. It's a lot like that. So I'd recommend it.
All right. All right. Yeah. Yeah, we're right again, still on theme. So kudos, man. October,
I
special
came
month.
prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that with everything that we've done, we've gone through the book, we've gone through reading for squares. I am feeling it right now. So, why don't we clean up? Where's the brooms? Where are the mops? So, all right. So, Higgins, this is your book. So, tell us where we can find you. I appreciate it, but I still have other things to say. So, Jacob, where can we find you? Nah, I appreciate it. Yeah, true bro right there. Go ahead, Jacob. Where can we find you?
All right. Well, you can find me on YouTube at KenICoJS. I do have a video in the works that I hope I'm gonna post. It's kind of like a devlog type thing, so expect that. I've said that many times, but yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right. Well, Jacob, on that point, before I do my cleanup, I'm gonna challenge you. I expect that video to be up by mid-November, before the holidays. So there
I
we
won't be
go.
in the next episode.
Say what?
I said I won't be in the next episode.
See, okay, so it won't be the next episode. So then, can I say that it will be?
I'm just kidding. I probably will be in the next episode.
Okay, so by next episode, you should have that video up. So for you viewers, go ahead, KenICoJS, subscribe.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, so I have a few things. So for number one, Michael Lopez again. I'm not gonna talk too much. You can see my name and my title there, and then you've seen how many of these that I've drank, so bear with me. But 008studios.com, as Higgins mentioned, we have an ongoing campaign for a poetry series by R.A. Aligi, who is an award-winning poet. If you haven't already checked it out, go ahead and pledge. There's a lot of crazy perks that you can take advantage of. Really cool stuff. You don't even like, I'm not a big poetry buff, but I thoroughly enjoyed reading Him to Equity and a lot of the romantic series. So go ahead and check it out if you can. The second thing is today, actually, 10/27, October 27th, Axum, which is our newest sci-fi, just came out, available on all major platforms. So if you can look that up and check it out, I'd appreciate it. The other thing is that 008 Studios is also on the brink of releasing an anthology called Dracon, which is set to release by end of year. All the proceeds for that are going to be going to charity. So shortly after the campaign for the poetry series, we'll be having the Dracon release. But regarding novel spirits, we're gonna try something new for our next episode. We're doing all this cleanup, all this stuff. And by the way, this episode again, Higgins, kudos. I'm not gonna stroke your ego too much, but this episode is great. Next episode, we're gonna try something new, and I wanted to get y'all's input. Well, really, not really y'all's input, but really y'all's witness, I guess, eyes. What we're going to do is we're going to choose a genre, and for this next episode, we're going to choose a genre. Two of us are going to bring books of interest regarding that genre, and one of us is going to judge and vote on the winner. Now, granted, whoever judges and votes on the winner is not the final call. You, as the audience, if you like and comment on the video as far as your favorite book, you have the ability to turn the tides, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose a genre. We're going to quote unquote declare a winner. Really, the winner is solidified by the end of the month, depending on who the audience likes best. So there are 12 genres that I've come up with, and in true nerd fashion, I will be rolling a d12, right? And we're going to be choosing a genre for our next episode. So,
All right.
yeah, here we go. I can't show you
Live
the roll,
action.
but you'll hear it, hopefully. All right. That is a flat 12, which means that we're you guys can't see my screen. You're looking at me. Okay. So we're looking at magical realism.
Magical realism. Okay.
Magical realism. So that means that our next episode, there we are. All right. So our next episode, we are going to bring two books on magical realism, and we're going to present our case. We're going to tell you about the stories, and then we're going to let you guys decide which one is the favorite and which one is the winner for the month. Okay.
Okay. Who's our judge? Is it you?
So Higgins has volunteered himself to be the first judge. Yep.
All right.
So
What will impress you?
yeah, so yep. So really what it comes down to, guys, is whether you guys like go ahead. Higgins, you're good. Here we go. Yeah, no, you're
we
good,
can hear
you're
you
good.
now.
Yeah. To be fair, you are the strongest reader in the group. So really what it comes down to is whether you like me or Jacob better. So
I'm at a disadvantage. It's taking a lot longer. So, did you mention, is there a punishment for?
So, here's the kicker, guys. So whoever you guys have the complete like authority and opportunity to decide who the winner is. Loser gets to have an extra drink on the next episode. And what I mean by drink is one of these. So when we do our ratings and we say how many drinks we've had, whoever the loser is, it's their rating plus one. So if you like the way that I'm speaking to you right now, plus one. So yeah.
Yeah, one shot does a lot to me, man. So
Yeah, well, it's
I
a
hope I
drink.
don't
It's a
lose.
full drink.
Oh, you
So-
gotta drink it more than a shot.
Yeah, it's a
Full
full
drink.
drink. If I'm suffering now, y'all are gonna suffer later. I don't care what you guys say. So, but anyway, that is our next episode. You guys, as Higgins mentioned, you can reach all of us via 008studios.com. That's 0-0-8studios.com, or individual kind of handles that we just mentioned. We appreciate all of you. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Overall, great. Any closing remarks?
Yeah, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. All right. You guys have a good one. Cheers. Oh, good books. Here we go. All right. Cheers, guys.